A few days ago, a distant acquaintance reached out to borrow money from me. I was pretty caught off guard. The last time we talked was 3 years ago, but I figured something serious must have happened for her to come to me like this. Her dad has been dealing with heart disease and it's gotten worse, bad enough that he needs heart surgery right away. The cost for the procedure, a whopping $50,000. For as long as she can remember, her parents' relationship hasn't been great. Her dad's a construction worker with a low paycheck, and every week he'd hang out in the backyard with his buddies drinking. Every time they finished, the house would get loud. Not the good kind of loud, though. It was the sound of her 50-something parents arguing. For the past couple of decades, ever since she was a kid, their home has always been noisy like that. Her mom would yell at her dad, "Why don't you just drop dead?" And the line she heard most growing up was her mom saying, "Your dad's a mess, study hard, so you can make something of yourself." But then her dad got sick, and suddenly her mom was the most worried of all. For days, he couldn't eat or drink anything, his face sunken, his body wasting away. Her mom, the one her dad used to call a real tiger, turned soft overnight. She tried everything to coax him into eating more, to give him the strength to fight the illness. All those years of listening to her parents bicker made her think the older generation's idea of marriage was so outdated. If it's not working, just get a divorce already. Why keep suffering through it? But now, she's jealous. She's in awe of her parents' marriage. A lifetime with just one person through it all. She just graduated college, but she hasn't landed a steady job yet. Her parents took out bank loans to get her through those 4 years, and now there's not a dime of savings left in the house. Coming up with a huge sum like that right now. For her family, it's like trying to climb Mount Everest. Her parents are both old and frail now. She's been running around begging for loans everywhere. To her, this feels like rock bottom. There were moments she just wanted to break down in despair. She's seen people's true colors, especially her close relatives. They dodge her calls, avoid her like the plague, terrified she'd ask them for money. But maybe more than ever, this is the time that's forced her to grow up fast. I felt helpless myself. All I could do was send her a small amount, hoping she'd get through this rough patch. Her struggles reminded me of an old college friend of mine. Back when he was 17, his parents got divorced. He lived with his mom, who ran a little diner in Seattle. Business was slow whenever the rainy season hit. People say divorce is just between the parents, not the kids. But his dad? He cut ties with him completely. Years went by, no word, no child support, nothing. His mom worked herself to the bone to put him through school, but all that strain left her with a laundry list of health problems. Then, out of nowhere, she got really sick. The doctor said she needed surgery, hundreds of thousands of dollars. In the hospital hallway, he was on the phone from morning till night, begging for loans. His voice went hoarse, tears streaming down his face. He was terrified. Terrified he wouldn't raise the money. Terrified it wouldn't be enough for the surgery. Terrified something would happen to his mom. In the end, he called the dad who'd ghosted him for years. And it was like a bucket of ice water dumped on his head. A bitter wake-up call. His dad said, "Your mom and I are divorced. Go ask her family for help." That crushed him, but it didn't break him. He realized that in this world his mom only had him left, and he had to step up like never before. Eventually, some relatives pitched in with small loans. Us college buddies scraped together about $2,000, but it still wasn't enough for the surgery. The doctor saw him sobbing in the hallway and teared up too. With no other options, his mom had to leave the hospital, managing with meds for now. After that, he changed completely. He wasn't that shy kid anymore. He threw himself into part-time jobs, juggling work and school. Life got brutal. Sometimes he'd envy his peers, the ones who could focus on school, get cool gadgets from their parents, go on family road trips. That carefree life felt like a luxury he'd never touch. But now he's got the strength of 10 people combined, lifting the burden off his mom's shoulders, standing tall without fear. Being around him, I could feel this incredible energy in that small frame, the power of hope and love for his mom. That's life, I guess. Money isn't everything, but everything hinges on it. It decides so much, even whether someone lives or dies. To make money, you can't count on anyone but yourself. Family is the fuel that keeps us going. Someone once said, parents are the wall between us and death. When they're around, life feels beautiful. But when they're gone, you realize how short it really is. I remember reading something like that in 100 Years of Solitude. We're only a curtain away from death, and our parents are that curtain. We don't feel it coming because they're standing there, shielding us. Losing a friend, a neighbor, a relative, it doesn't hit us the same way. But parents, that's different. When they go, death stops being abstract. It's right there staring you in the face. As rebellious teens, we'd brush off what they said, butt heads with them, sometimes wish we could just be left alone. Then we grow up, step into the real world, learn to be patient with strangers, but forget how to be gentle with our own parents. It's only when they're gone forever that we see how fragile our tie to this world has become. We tell ourselves life's long, but time doesn't care, it's ruthless, and it waits for no one. So while you're young, don't slack off. Work hard, make money, turn yourself into someone capable. In those make or break moments, money's your shield, the key to solving life's biggest problems. If you want to face life's storms head on, you've got to build yourself a solid financial foundation. Something to protect you from the unexpected and to protect the people you love. Don't wait for life to slap you awake. Don't wait until your parents are sick and you're powerless to save them because you don't have the cash. Take it from me. Grind now so you don't live with regrets later. And another thing, keep nagging your parents to take care of themselves. Get them walking every day, teach them to eat healthier, and drag them to regular checkups. I've got a buddy I'm close with, still young, but he's basically hit financial freedom. When his dad passed, he told me, "Yeah, losing him hurts like hell and always will, but the one thing I don't regret, I had the money to give him the best care while he was still here." That's pretty much why we hustle and chase money, right? We can't let it get to the point where, when our parents need us, all we've got to offer is tears. That's the harsh truth of this world. You don't know what real stress is until you're strapped for cash. The breakdown of an adult starts with money troubles, watching your parents get sick, facing down death itself, and feeling useless because you can't afford to help, running around begging for loans. That's when you grow up real fast. When we were little, our parents poured everything into protecting us. Now that we're grown, it's our turn to take that weight off their shoulders. Keep pushing, okay? So you can see a better view from a higher place. Understand this world a little deeper. Strive to be strong, skilled, someone who can give their family, their parents a secure life. The best kid isn't the one cradled in their parents' arms, it's the one who becomes their rock, their shield. If you vibe with what the RISEUP podcast is saying, hit that like button, subscribe, and share the good stuff with the people around you. Don't forget to turn on notifications for our latest drops. That's the biggest way you can support us. Thanks for listening. RISEUP Podcast is here with you, helping you become a better version of yourself every day.